There isn't that, because there's no I am somebody else being formed. You remain formless. Different things come and go. That's why when I was talking about the people, you know, if you allow these other people to make the decisions, knowing that that selfless self communicating with itself, my presence is in every being, and it's communicating. It's a constant two-way communication. I no longer look at it as I'm needing to get something from the world and these other people. It's just a communication. It's just a flow.
I think that's a real good point, because we tend to separate that person over against me and that person over against that person and so forth. So we create all this division and separation, whereas seeing it all as one harmonious movement of selfless self.
Yes.
Yes, it's kind of like it's good to keep that in mind for, I know for myself it is, yeah.
In always, there's only one thinking mind, so to speak, the selfless self, using these various forms. And if I'm thinking a thought about you, like, oh, wow, that's not, you're you know this thought that I'm thinking about you, and I'm creating that in my experience, rather than remaining formless. And just knowing it's just constantly, there's speaking and listening going on, but there's no separate speakers and listeners. It's just a constant two-way communication with your own self in form. The only time that it's not is when the mind starts to stir with the thoughts of I am somebody else, and then the need to protect that I am somebody else and you are someone else. If I don't know myself, then I don't know other. There's just there's no sense of a me, so there can't be a you. And then it's just communicating back and forth and enjoying and knowing that you're just constantly communicating with yourself. And that the whole idea of world and all this kind of stuff can only come into being when the mind is turning and churning and labeling and separating. Otherwise, there's no world. There's no you in it. It's just a nice flowing and a constant listener and speaker, just changing positions, basically. And anytime it looks like there's someone in my right here that's like really bothering me or doing something, that's an opportunity for mantra and an opportunity for me to see what I'm still holding on to in the idea of other.
Exactly, yeah.
Bless you, whoever that is.
Was
that the cat?
The cat.
The cat. That was a loud sneeze for a cat.
That wasn't Kelly, was it?
And see, that's why Maharaj says it's so cool, because be normal, be simple, be humble, be always with you. Maharaj says, be happy, make others happy. Be realized, make others realized. Be normal, be simple, be humble, be always with you. You know, just before I went to Ocean City, I had the car washed, and I happened to have a bunch of Gatorades in the back of the cooler, and spontaneously opened up the cooler. There were plenty of Gatorades for everybody. And I gave out some different Gatorades to the people that were washing the car. And it came into my mind, be happy, make others happy. Here I am, very happy, planning my Ocean City trip. I'm very happy I'm off to Ocean City and getting the car washed. Make others happy. Others are my own self.
Yeah, but what if they have different political views than you?
But that's only body. I'm not body, so how can a non-body have any political views? I don't understand. It would be that's a body-based concept. In order to have a political view, you would have to have I am somebody else that holds some kind of view, whether pro or against something. It's just not there. I mean, I'm sure if I was handing out Gatorades to terrorists and then they were torturing me, I would have an issue with them. You know, hey, wait a minute, that's not very cool. But what I'm saying is this spontaneous, be happy, make others happy, because that's your own selfless self. That's you. you know, Jesus said, do unto others as you would have done unto, you know, and love your neighbor as yourself. And that's the truth. Love your neighbor as yourself. And it's a constant two-way communication. You will never be without love because you are loving your own self in all the various different forms.